Hello, hello. Today, the day I am filming this is September 1st, which means it is time to dig through my collection and pick out products for this month's Shop My Stash. But first, before we do that, I will go over my August Shop My Stash products, my thoughts on them. We're gonna do speed reviews. If you wanna see why I chose those products initially, I will have my last Shop My Stash linked below in the description box, as well as any others that I have filmed this year. If you enjoyed today's video, while you're watching, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so here is my basket for August. I do want to say we are supposed to get some really heavy storms today. I'm looking out the window. It is starting. It does not look great out there. In case you guys hear rain, thunder, lightning, that's what it is. I'm really hoping we don't lose power because I need to do some editing today. But anyway, here is my basket. 15 products in total. I always like to count them. I don't know why, but I used all but 4 of them on my face today. That way they were fresh in my mind. I do think that I want to keep 2 of them in September's basket. The first one being the Pure X Rawbeautykristi palette. I love this palette. It is one of my favorites, but I just hadn't reached for it very much, and that's why I put it into my Shop My Stash. I love that this is dual-sided. It's very versatile and it's very easy to work with. One side is a bunch of brights. You also have a white in here and then a shimmer in the center. Same thing on the other side, just one shimmer, but this is more neutral toned. This is one of those palettes that feels truly endless how many combinations you could come up with. I didn't really do that in August though. I want to say I used it twice and they were both fairly quick looks. I don't even remember what shades I used. So I want to give it some more love and attention, maybe do something nice and spicy for fall. So I'm going to keep this in my September basket, and then a liner as well. The liner is from the Colourpop x Rawbeautykristi collab. I had 2 of these. I also have Woodsy, which you will see in a little while. That one I used a fair amount. This I did not use at all. I just kept it in its package and I think I just forgot about it. I even think I thought that it was the Woodsy package and it just became lost. This one, however, is in the shade Marigold and it is a very pretty mustard yellow. I've already swatched it. As you can see, I just wanted to see how close it was to this shade, the Camelot shade in the Pure palette, and I think I will be pairing the 2 of them. I love a good mustard yellow, so both of these are staying in my September basket. Moving on to a baby palette, a bite-sized palette from E.l.f. These are great if you haven't tried them. This one is Pumpkin Pie. I also have Cream and Sugar, which is another neutral palette, as well as Hot Jalapeno. That one has some really pretty greens as well as a bright yellow shimmer. This one is 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it, even though I'm wearing it just for fun. Out of the 2 shimmers, I will say this one, the one that I'm wearing today, I'm looking at the pan and it looks like I've hit hard pan a little, and I really haven't used it that much. I think I bought it last fall, maybe towards the end of summer. If you have any of these, let me know if that has happened to you or if it's something that I've done. And when I wore it today, I did use a damp brush and then I went over top that with my fingertip and I don't think it brought it out anymore, and usually it would. It's just not the brightest of shimmers. It's a little more subtle. This one looks like it would stand out more, and I'll have to try that out next time. I'm not mad at it. It was $3 and still performs fairly well. I will definitely be reaching for this more in the fall. The Moon Prism Blush Palette from Lunar Beauty. Can we talk about this packaging? I love it. It is so pretty. It makes me very happy when it is sitting on my palette cart. I reached for this a lot around the time that I purchased it, and then it kind of just got put to the wayside, and I wanted to bring it back out again. Very happy I did. This has 6 blushes in it. The ones I reach for the most are Twilight as well as Stargaze, and then I will also use the Soleil on top. This is a shimmer, but I don't think that it brings out too much texture in my skin. It just adds some glow, a little something extra. Today I have on Twilight with Soleil, and that was the pairing that I did the most. but sometimes I would add a little bit of Stargaze. I tried Pink Moon. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I'm not usually into super pale pinks. And then I also did Spacey, and this one I tapped out my brush more for. I think this is one though I would reach more for in the fall and winter time. Gravity I haven't put on my cheeks, but I would use this for shadow, and I think I will try to do that soon. I used Twilight today, and I put that all over as a base before I went in with Pumpkin Pie, and I think it paired well together. I also put some of Soleil in my inner corner. Another great product that I am happy I included. I want to look it up. I know sometimes this is out of stock. It is currently in stock. And also, it was $35. For some reason, I thought I paid closer to $50 for it, so that's always good. If you haven't tried this, another thing I would happily recommend, pretty much anything from Lunar Beauty. I have loved everything I have tried from them. Their palettes are great, as well as their lip glosses. Those are another fave. And then from Revolution, I have a cheek kit in Take a Breather. This is a little highlighter quad. There are 4 in here. I bought this for a video, specifically a drugstore video, or what I like to call a drugstore virgin. I used it for that video and then I never touched it again. I don't know why, because these are pretty good. The 2 that I wore the most are these 2, and I just would run my brush back and forth between the 2 of them, and that's what I have on today. Not like super blinding, but it's not chalky either. And again, it doesn't accentuate texture too much. I also, aside from wearing this as highlighter, I would also put it on my inner corner frequently. I did that with pretty much actually all 4 shades. I especially liked it with this one. I'll go ahead and swatch it. I think these look like they're gonna be really chalky in the pan, and maybe that's why I didn't reach for it a ton, but I think I will be more now. I always love a highlighter with a pink tone like that one. Very pretty, and I'm happy I included it because without, it probably would have continued to just collect more dust. The rain is getting very heavy now. And then from Catrice, they always have the longest names. This is part of the Prime and Fine collection. Same as my Dewy Glow Spray, my all-time favorite. This is the Fresh It Up Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer, and it says moisturizing with bamboo water. I think I maybe used it once before I shot my stash. I couldn't remember when I picked it out, but it doesn't have any wrapping on it, so that's why I think that. This is nice. I like this. I don't think it was super moisturizing on my skin. Maybe added some hydration, but it didn't pill up. And it also doesn't feel too sticky. I've worn this both with foundations like I am today, and then I've also worn it with tinted moisturizers. I don't think it will be replacing my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer or my Milk Hydro Grip anytime soon, but I do think I will be reaching for this more than I had previously. I'm gonna show the texture of it. And I think they have quite a few primers. So if you've tried others, let me know. For as much as I love that Dewy Glow Spray, I can't even tell you how many times I've repurchased that. But I really haven't tried much else from Catrice. If you have favorites from them, I would love to hear about them in the comments. The Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. This is my favorite foundation. I was hoping that I would use it up this month, but I don't know who I was kidding. It's August. I barely wore foundation, and I do usually wear tinted moisturizer, but on filming days or if I'm going anywhere special, that's when I bring out the foundation, and I have a hard time pulling out anything but this. I love the way this looks on my skin. I like that I can pair it with pretty much anything. It's not fussy. I like the coverage, and I don't think I've ever tried another foundation that is such a perfect match for me. This one is in the shade LP4. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 uses left of this one. Fear not, I already have another backup. I cannot be without it. So I will be using this up soon, and then I will be starting the other one. I have a little bronzer from Bare Minerals. This is just the travel size. I used this a few times throughout the month. I definitely favored cream bronzers more, and I have been in general. This was fine. I like the shade of it. I did have to build it up quite a bit. I think this was maybe 3 or 4 passes of it. I am glad I finally tried it out, but I don't think this would make me run and go grab the full size. Not something that I need, but I will try to continue to use it up more. And then for the Rawbeautykristi X Colourpop liner that I did use, This one is in the shade Woodsy. I really like the color of this brown. I think the other ones that I have are a little bit deeper. This one's more chocolatey and it's a very warm tone brown. I'll go ahead and swatch it. I do have it on today, but it's gonna be a little hard to tell. Very creamy, doesn't tug on my waterline. Just from experience, other Colourpop liners that I have had have dried out quicker than others in my collection. So we'll see if that happens with this one. It's not the longest of wears, definitely not an all-day wear kind of liner, especially on the waterline. It doesn't run a ton. I applied this one about an hour ago. And just doing a little mirror check, it is starting to dissipate in the corners. And just from wearing it throughout the day, by the end of the day, it's not really there so much. So it's one I would just keep on hand if I was going to be out of the house for touch-ups. And then moving on to a mascara. This one is from Tarte. It is the Big Ego Mascara. If you guys have been following along with my Shop My Stashes, I usually don't put a mascara in, or when I do, I don't use it because I have one I already love. That is my E.l.f. the Limitless Lash Mascara. I'm obsessed with that one. So pretty much anything else that I throw in, it's just to try to use up, and that's what I did with this one. I am wearing it today, and I wanted to make sure I put it on without lashes so you guys can see it. I think it gives my lashes a nice curl, and it does hold, and I haven't had any issues with it flaking throughout the day. I like the separation that it gives me. It has been a little clumpy to use, and that could be on me, how long I've had it, because it does feel like it's starting to dry out. I have vowed to myself that I am not allowed to buy any other mascaras because I already have ones that I love. I love that one from E.l.f. and then I also love the E.l.f. Keep Your Curl, so I do not need any others. And then I have the 4 lip products that were in my Shop My Stash. I say this every time, but I do wear a mask to work and then anywhere else that I go. So lip products don't get a ton of love from me, but I always include them in my Shop My Stash. That way I have something to reach for on filming days and just in hopes that I get a little more use out of them. I don't want my whole collection to go bad. And I always do an assortment. I picked out a lip liner, a lipstick, as well as 2 glosses. Let's start with the liner. And I liked all of these, no complaints. This is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in BFF. This one is a lighter nude with a hint of pink in there. They do make 3 or 4 other BFFs, I believe, all in the nude family. Maybe I'll get some more because I do like this formula. It's not too drying. I do think this color, though, it's a little light for me. Once I put on gloss, I feel like you can't even really see it. Same thing for this lipstick. It's just a little lighter, more appropriate for summertime, for me at least. It also is pretty pink, almost peachy, actually. This one is in the shade Appy. I also put this on today, but again, I think the gloss kind of just took it over. Just got a tornado warning on my phone, so I better hurry up. The next one is from NYX. It's a butter gloss in the shade Bit of Honey. This one I purchased over the summer, so I haven't had it for very long. I love this formula though. I have a couple others, and this one is such a pretty peachy shade. I like that I can wear it fairly sheer like I did today, or I can build it up. And then lastly, for the lip products at least, we still have one more product. This is from KVD. It is an EXO vinyl gloss, and this one is in the shade Lolita. I kept eyeing these at work. Ulta carries different shades than what Sephora has. This one was from Sephora, and Lolita is their most popular color. Very high shine, high pigment. And I wouldn't say that it wears as long as a liquid lipstick, but definitely longer than most glosses. I wore it in my last Shop My Stash video when I picked these products out. I love this shade and really one that I would wear year round. And then from Ciate London, I have the Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. I got this through FabFitFun, and I had not used it before picking it out for this video. As you can see, I pretty much used it up. Not too many uses left in here. I reach for this most days. Even when I was just wearing concealer and a little powder, I feel like this helped my powder seep in more so it didn't look quite as noticeable or as dry. I feel like most setting sprays do that though, so that doesn't make this one stand out. What I did like about this though is the spray radius, and when you spray it on, no droplets on my skin, didn't disturb my makeup, and the mist is fairly fine. Not Morphe fine, but pretty good. I like the watermelon scent too. It wasn't super overbearing, like I couldn't smell it throughout the day, just while I was using it. I don't know if I would pay full price for this again because I have other setting sprays that I like more, but if it came up on a FabFitFun edit sale, then I may go ahead and add it to my basket. We'll see. Mother Nature is telling me that it is probably time to stop filming. I really hope that it doesn't sound like I was filming in a tunnel for the last 20 minutes. But that was all my thoughts on my August products. Let's go ahead and jump into me choosing products for September. Much better weather today. My apologies that it got a little wonky there at the end. I know that the audio probably wasn't the greatest, but here is my basket all ready to go for the month. As I mentioned, I do want to keep the Pure X Rawbeautykristi palette as well as the Marigold liner from Colourpop. I've also thrown this in. This is from e.l.f. It's one of the putty bronzers. I bought this in the lightest shade, which I believe is Tan Lines. These have so many great reviews, and I've been eyeing it for a while and decided to pick one up. I threw it on the other day immediately after purchasing it just to see what the color looked like. But I actually do want to try this over different foundations and then just bare skin tinted moisturizers. So I think I am going to keep this in and focus on it this month. I do want to pick out one other palette, and I already have one in mind. I'll give a little glimpse for anyone who hasn't watched one of my Shop My Stashes. I have this guy down here. It is the Naked Reloaded from Urban Decay. I didn't actually purchase this palette. About a year ago now, Ulta sent this to me by mistake, and when I called them and let them know, they just said I could keep it, which was really awesome. I threw it in to a box for Poshmark, and I recently found it. I think I had the idea that maybe I should just sell it because Urban Decay's formula isn't my favorite, but I've changed my mind, and I do want to try it out just because I haven't tried their formula for a while. I think it was the Naked 2 or 3 that I decluttered last year. Let me go ahead and open this. The cover on here is really cool. It's a fabric cover, and I think it's the only one like that of the Naked palettes. Nice neutrals with a little pop of pink there. Good mix of shimmers and mattes. So I'll add this to the basket as well. Before I get into my drawers, I have this one. Sometimes I show this, sometimes I don't because it's really messy. On the right side are products that I reach for the most. Some of them back there, though, need to be decluttered. I'm going to film a speed declutter soon. I always like doing those. And then over here, I have some things that I haven't tried out yet. I've had this mini from e.l.f. for a while. I am absolutely obsessed with the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl Mascara, but I haven't tried any others. And this is the Lash It Loud. As I mentioned previously, I have a hard time reaching for any other mascaras than the Ilia one. I just bought a backup of this one. But because this is a mini, I won't feel too guilty about it, so I'll throw this in too. Down here is where I store my lashes. I also have some backstocks and then cream shadows and single shadows. Because I already have 2 palettes, I don't think I'm going to choose anything here. I think next month I may go into the backstocks because the Lash Princess, I've had that for a while. I think I bought it on sale and I did run out of the other one I have. So maybe next month I'll do that one. And the next drawer, I know it looks a little chaotic in here, but it is organized. I was going through here before filming this video and there's so many foundations in here. I do want to give a shot. The one from Zoeva, the KVD, the Good Apple Foundation, I only used this around the time it came out. Same thing with the Bite Changemaker. But I still have a bit of a tan from this summer, and I think those are going to be too light for me right now. This foundation I love, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion. I haven't reached for this in a long time though. Luminous with a nude skin feel, and this is in the shade Vanilla, I believe. Oh, it's in Ivory. It's right on the front. I remember loving the coverage of this, but I don't really remember how it wears throughout the day. And like I said, it's been a while, so I'm going to add this to the basket too. We need a setting spray. I did so well with the Ciate one. I think I'll end up using that up on my own this month. It's getting to the point in the year where I don't remember what I have had in previous Shop My Stashes. I think I'm going to throw this one in because it's so close to being empty. I had this in, I want to say it was my July Shop My Stash, or maybe it was the month before. I really love this. The only thing is Morphe's cruelty-free status isn't entirely clear. Otherwise, I probably would have gone ahead and just grabbed a backup of this already. but I think for now, I'm going to concentrate on using it up. For primer, I'm going to do the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's another thing that's been a while since I've used it. It was in my favorites drawer, but it was pushed to the back, and I think I would like to bring it out again. For powders, you know if you've been watching already, but I don't always do a setting powder. It's another area of my collection that really should be decluttered soon. I just don't always reach for them. This is a bronzer from Milani. This goes up there. Let's do this one from Smashbox. This isn't a setting powder, it's a powder foundation. I didn't pay for this. I got it through, I want to say it was Oxley or Influencer. And I tried it for review, but I haven't reached for it again. I feel like a broken record constantly saying that when I'm filming these videos, but this is in Fair Light. And I can use this if I want a little more coverage over the Flower Beauty one. So I think this is a good choice. Brows I tend to leave alone because honestly, I just don't wear a lot of brow products anymore. I tend to do a tinted brow gel. Milk or the one from Kosas is the one that I reach for most often. And then I do my NYX Brow Glue. Oh, you know what? Now that I say that, I did recently purchase, pulling out my favorite drawer. This is from Glossier. It's the Brow Flick in the shade Blonde. Now, I bought this for faux freckles. I know I'm a million years late. I have freckles already, and I never really got on that trend, but I had read that this is great for creating them. And I bought blonde specifically because in the reviews, it says that this comes off darker. So maybe I will try this in my brows, and then maybe I will get wild and actually try to do a faux freckles. We already have mascara, and I do already have a colorful liner, but I had this in mind. This is another product I found recently. I have another space over by where I'm filming where I'll just throw products that I may use for first impressions. But what happens is I always forget to check there when I film those videos. And no lie, I have probably had this for 3 years, maybe longer. It is unopened though, and I think it's fine. If I've tried something from the balm, I really can't remember. It's been so long, and I don't even know where you can buy them. Maybe Kohl's or Target? I don't know. Let me know if you guys know. But this is the Schwing. I like that name. This is the black liquid eyeliner. Let's finally give this a go. So that's it for that drawer. I'm going to pull this all the way out and set it on the floor. So we have a bronzer already. That's what's in this little section. And then I have some cream blushes. But I think I want to do a powder blush this time. I want something that's more mauve, not quite so peachy. That's what I tend to reach for. And especially in the summer, that's what I use. Have I done this already? The Foxglove from KVD? I don't remember. Actually, I'm going to do this from LA Girl. This is the Just Blushing. It's a little dusty. And this is in the shade Just Playful. Not quite as deep as I wanted, but definitely not peachy. I've loved this every time I've used this. I remember I bought this originally because of Taylor Wynn, and that was around the time I first started my channel. And I should probably focus on using this up more because it has been here for a while. And then a highlighter. Let's do another e.l.f. product. I feel like I have a lot of e.l.f. in here, but that's okay. It says this one is white gold. I remember using this in my e.l.f. video and liking it, but that was like over a year ago now. And I don't think I've reached for it much since that video. So let's get some play with this one. I do have 3 new lippies. I finally bought one of the Buxom plumping glosses, another thing I've been eyeing for a while. I got one of the Milani plumpers. This is gorgeous. I have worn this. And then I literally just bought this yesterday, a NYX This Is Milky Gloss, and I got this one in Cherry. I think it's called Cherry Skimmed. I haven't worn this over other lipsticks or even over lip liner or for very long. I just swatched it to try it on. And I think this will be a really pretty color for fall. I'm going to pick this one out. I do want another lipstick, and I also want to do a lip liner. So this has that pinky tone to it, and I want to do a lip liner with that as well. I think I'm going to do this one from KVD. This is the Lolita Everlasting lip liner. I do love the Lolita family. I have the liner, I have a lipstick, I have a liquid lipstick, and I also have the vinyl gloss. And then getting into lipsticks. The top here is all liquid lipsticks as well as glosses. And then on the bottom compartment, I have actual lipsticks. I thought I had the KVD Lolita, but maybe not. I have Bow and Arrow. I know that's another really popular one. I have the matching lip liner as well. So I think that's what I was thinking of. You know what I want to do actually? I think I'm going to do one of these from NYX. I bought these for a video. I just kept buying another one every time we would get them back in. They kept selling out. I think that was January or February. These were a huge hit, and we would get in like 50 of one shade at a time. And even now, I still haven't seen all of the shades. We never have them fully stocked. But I bought all 4 of these thinking I was going to do some kind of video with them. And when I say these are so hard to get off, I remember I swatched one for the video. I put it on my lips, and by the time I actually got it off of my face, my makeup was ruined. So kudos to anyone who actually filmed videos like that with these. But I have 4 and I haven't really touched them. Let's go for the red, I think. I think the red would be really nice paired with some neutral looks that I could create with the Urban Decay palette. And it's been a while since I've worn a red. When I had red hair, I would wear red all the time. And even most of my hair colors, I feel like I could get away with wearing whatever I wanted. But with this pink, and especially now the orange, not everything works so well on me. So we'll see about this one. It's dual-sided. It has the color on one side and then the gloss on the other. And I think that's it for lip products. This is World Shaper, by the way, if I didn't say that already. I found a single spot of sun on my floor to show you guys these swatches, but there is the NYX World Shaper, Lolita Lip Liner, and then the Cherry Skimmed from NYX again. And then not in direct sunlight. I think that gloss and lip liner are going to go perfectly together. And because I didn't do a traditional bullet lipstick, this gives me some opportunity to play around. And just for a recap of everything, I did 2 palettes, the Pure X Rawbeautykristi, Naked Reloaded, E.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And this is the original one, the Universal Sheer. I know they have a luminizing one, and I thought that's what I picked up, or maybe I wanted to. But let's get some use out of this one first. Foundation from Flower Beauty, the Light Illusion Foundation in Ivory. If I didn't say this already, I'm very happy with the concealers I've been using, and that's why I didn't choose one. But we did a powder foundation, and this is from Smashbox in Fair Light. E.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. LA Girl Just Blushing in Just Playful. E.l.f. Highlighter in White Gold for brows, or Faux Freckles, the Glossier Brow Flick in Blonde. Rawbeautykristi X Colourpop Marigold Liner. Schwing Liner from The Balm. E.l.f. Lash It Loud Mascara, just a baby size. 3 lip products, a lip liner, a liquid lipstick, as well as a gloss. And then just a little bit left of the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. And there is my basket for September. I think this looks much fuller than last month. I'll count them in a moment. I immediately do that after filming, and I also write them all down on an index card, because once I get going and actually doing my makeup, it's really easy to just put them back where they belong and forget what is in my Shop My Stash. So I always write them down. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have thoughts on any of the products I selected for September, do let me know. If you want to see me use them in a video, I can certainly do that. Thoughts on my August basket are always welcome as well. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see me and more of my remarks, please subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.